Hello and welcome to the back nine of round one of the 2024 Beaver State Fling presented by Innova. It's our 10th event of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hotkeys.
Honk.
Honk.
That's a lackluster honk. I apologize to all of you. This is the first...
Allergies, man.
Yeah, it's bad out there. This is the first time we've been back at Milo McIver for a Disc Golf Pro Tour Elite event since 2019. This event has been around a long time. We all love it. A new layout. What are we calling it? Riverbend Gold?
Yeah.
Sounds like a name that it is.
Yeah, and it is right on the Clackamas River, deserving of that name. A very fun river to float in between practice rounds
Sure
and the
is.
like.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's the best.
Holyn Handley right now doing the best on our feature card, but not quite good enough to be in the top. A lot of people sprinkling some birdies through the front nine. This middle stretch of holes is where you gotta hold on.
Rebecca Cox and Natalie Ryan are leading the way at 4 down. We'll see if feature card can get some more birdies. This is a good one. It is par 3, only 310 feet, but uphill, and a very technical tee shot. It's low ceiling, high floor. You need to kind of push the back wall a little bit and then hyzer in. If you just go kind of straight and then hyzer, you end up obstructed on the left. You can see the trees and some of that stuff over there. Let's watch Rebecca Cox, currently tied for the lead through 9.
And that is all you really need right there to get inside the circle.
Oh, to get inside the bullseye.
Heck yeah. This played as the second easiest hole of the day. And it's funny because I remember when this hole used to wreck people.
Well, it used to be the MPO pin.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I don't mean the actual hole. I just mean this tee shot.
Oh, the tee shot, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this, I just remember people spraying backhands left and right here. Now it just looks like run-of-the-mill shot for
Yeah.
FPO.
Look, you just park it. You're just Holly Finley, and you absolutely park it. It's a great shot. It's so great. We're going to give it to you again.
If you can't hear on your headphones or on your really nice stereo set, the river is just pulsing right now along the screen.
Burbling, if you will.
Yeah, it's roaring. Springtime snow melt at an all-time high.
Owen with one of her stable blue destroyers here, kind of pushing that back wall a little bit too much and coming up just outside the circle.
Holyn Handley a little bit more inside here, but she makes it past the guardian tree.
And into that bullseye. Oh, again.
We're going to watch this hole 6 times. Wait, 7 with Rebecca.
Oh, man. That's some good math, dog.
Yeah, let's get to know hole 10.
Inside and out. Ella also, I thought she was going to find the bullseye too, but she's a full 17 feet away. What a chump. It's a joke. It was a great shot. Owen, the only one outside the circle here, looking at a birdie. Good for it.
Wow. 38 competitors out of 48 got at least to circle 2, but Owen was one of only 2 people to make that putt.
Oh, I wonder who the other one was. It was me. It was my first birdie. It was a rough round until now, guys. I'm sorry.
Let her have this.
Just I need this one moment, please. Ella from about 15 feet here. Looking like a star frame. First of the round.
20 birdies out of 48 competitors here.
Nice. That means they're going to make it so much harder next year.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the OB pinch in.
Let's just celebrate the star frame while we can.
Yep. $25 to edge.
Well, that's what I thought until you made it a question. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Rebecca Cox leading the way after parking that hole.
It's bad when our job is numbers, but we're bad at numbers.
We don't have to draw attention to it.
Hole 11, this is a classic hole. out on this course. We saw Cat Merch with the cut roller on this play to get under that low ceiling and get some big distance. It's important to finish as left as possible. There's no out of bounds you have to worry about those. So you can get aggressive even through that very tight gap off the tee. Your second shot has to finish right. I like a distance forehand if you got it. The backhands can find OB deep, the only place you have to worry about on this hole.
I would say most women in the field taking kind of the middle gap versus the aggressive left gap. This one is the one I'm talking about. Bummer. Looked like a solid shot, but Holly just a bit too high.
I was shocked today. Every single person on my card hit the gap between the branches and that left tree.
The leftmost gap?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so risky.
And it's so small, but everyone did it. I was Bob, and I was like, oh, is this the play?
Did you do it?
No. No, I went my normal gap, which is into the ground. I like the low play.
Holyn with a great shot there. She's psyched about it. The Z Force.
Kind of surprised to see Ella not work a little more ceiling here, but those low-hanging branches grabbed Holly, and maybe it's a smart choice here. Also, Holyn and Ella have the distance to throw a forehand all the way to the green. Holly trying to work a more technical backhand, but maybe just playing it safe after being a little out of position.
Yeah, most likely.
This was a tie for the fifth most difficult hole of the day. While 22 people got to circle 2 in regulation, only 5 got to circle 1.
I believe this is about 350 feet away for Own. There's a sign right there, which is a helpful sign.
I was going to say, how did you know?
It's helpful.
It's huge.
Yeah, big shot there from Own, getting just outside the circle. Ella from just slightly closer.
Kind of yanks that forehand a little bit, but she is right outside circle 2.
I mean, that's the better mistake. If you saw it off and end up on the right side, it's pretty dense over there.
Holyn a little bit too far on the right side, pinched even, but she gives it some height, and it does finish a little bit to the right, just outside the circle.
Ooh, tough looking putt though.
Mm-hmm.
Holly, again, going to the forehand on the approach. Love to see it. Love to park it.
Normally I'd say that this basket is like elevated on the green, but there's so many baskets that are so high on this course.
Yeah, no, not elevated at all.
Nope.
If you're right at that log, though, you are thinking about it, even if it's only like 25 feet from there.
Ooh, Own with not much to work with here. Mm-hmm. Little flex putt, lots of branches in the way.
Yeah, bummer not to get rewarded. That was a really good second shot. Holyn just putting into the darkness here. Gives it a strong run, but...
Yeah, no birdies on our feature card. There were only 4 on the day. Missy Gannon, Lucky Lorenzen, Shelly Mae Lay, and Stacy Rawnsley.
Ella tapping it in from a weird little spot. Round of pars, pretty typical today. Everyone on the feature card, pretty tight. Holyn at 3, everyone else at 2. Rebecca Cox still leading the way, holding strong at 5 down. Hole 12 is similar to last year, but they did extend it. It's a tunnel shot. You got to stay under that branch. Forehand is a great play here. You can make a backhand work as well. They did push the pin back at least 60 feet. It wasn't a total gimme before, but it was just like a nice little breath of fresh air, like kind of a musket birdie. Now it says 295, but I have heard tale of a rangefinder marking it at 330.
No way.
Yes.
I was wondering because I threw one of the best forehands of my life today, and I was like circle 2.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
I know.
Holly trying to work that branch like you have to in order to get there.
Gotta work it.
You got to. There's no way to get there.
Flex sidearms, definitely the preferred way. Let's see how close Own gets. She's going to make me eat my words. That parks it. Gosh.
But Own's got 350 sidearm.
Yeah, she does.
She does.
330, we'll call it.
Let's watch her get it again.
Yeah, I meant to range find it myself, but I forgot. It's definitely much harder than it was last year.
Look at that absolute park job. Only 8 people made it to Circle 1 in regulation. Only 3 people parked it.
Holyn working more of a straight shot on the sidearm. That looks great.
Ooh, almost parks it.
I can't tell which Holyn it is today.
I know.
That's why we haven't come.
She looks relaxed.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Island Holyn?
Yeah. I do like that. Luau Holyn?
Okay, yeah, sure. And
Yacht Holyn?
not yacht Holyn, no.
Cruise ship Holyn?
Oh, man. Did we do a tiki Holyn once?
No, that's party Holyn.
Okay.
I do. I think I like Island Holyn.
Yeah. Yeah, like, is she wearing flip-flops or? No, those are shoes. Those are shoes. Ella for a birdie.
These baskets are very strict about hitting in the center and not too low.
Holyn gonna move to 4 down.
Holyn, one of only 9 birdies today. Nice recovery from Holly.
Yeah, Holly with only 2 birdies, less than everyone else on the card, but no major blunders, no bogeys. Pretty impressive. And Own with that absolute park job, moving to 3 down. And now a super long walk.
And we go to the 2 newly added holes on the course. They are not new holes in general, though they've been around forever. We'll show you them in a second.
Oh boy.
This is hole 13. Used to be a different hole. We played this hole a million times, though. It's one of the classic Milo holes. As soon as you step into these woods, you feel like you're in a fairyland. The first of 2 fairyland holes in a row we get to play. It says 197, but I think it's closer to what, 240-ish?
Is it?
Yeah, I feel like it's a little longer.
They did redo this tee pad like last week, I think. So strong workout here. The tee pad used to point completely in the wrong direction.
It pointed just right into the woods.
Yeah, off to the left, like 45 degrees from where it is now. Rebecca Cox tied for the lead right now. Looks like Annika Stent just tied it up with her at 5 down. A nice floaty backhand.
That was beautiful. This is such a pure forehand line. It's so impressive to see these turning backhands.
I think this was old East 4. It's my best guess.
I think that's right.
Rebecca moving to 6 down. Not bad. I love that they added these wooded holes. It makes me feel powerful that we just say, give us the woods, and then they do.
Yeah. And they're just the most classic Milo holes. The contrast and the light with the sunlight dappling down through the huge old growth trees really makes it hard to appreciate it on the camera. But in real life, this place is just glowing.
Yeah, through the moss. You're in there and you can't not be happy. Holyn, a little business coming out there. Looks a little frustrated that she hit that last tree, but I think she'll have a long putt. Holly choosing to go backhand turnover here. What a reaction. That's so cool.
Yes, what a great time to ace on the feature card. I think this might be Holly's favorite course too. So heck yeah.
Oh, and a follow flight. This is so cool. Holly's such a good technical backhand player, and that is just a gorgeous shot.
Yeah, like it even came in kind of slow.
Like it's a birdie if she missed it, which you can't say about a lot of ace runs.
This roar was heard round the course. It was massive.
Mako, baby. Wow, what a treat. Look at that exciting graphic. Have we seen that?
We have not.
I love it. Look at those 3 dots. And Ella was just a really boring, solid shot.
Wow, circle 1, cool.
Holly just waiting for everyone else to take their turns.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. What a machine.
From deep. Just ice in her veins.
Unfazed.
It's really hard to play good sometimes after there's an ace on your card.
Yeah, there's so much adrenaline. And that was a long putt. What a cool lady. Holly and Owen both going to move to 4 down. Holyn from about 40 feet for her birdie.
She knows out of her hand, just a little short, but it checks up nicely. There were 22 birdies on this hole. This was the easiest hole of the day. Ella also going to birdie it.
Yeah, this one, Holyn probably a little upset here that she didn't get this. Maybe retiring the flip-flops, we'll see.
Yeah, for being such a short hole, it is still surprisingly technical. Love that they chose to add this one in this year.
Yeah, me too. I was so happy to see this.
It's a nice little break. It kind of is like, oh yeah, this is why I play.
Yeah.
This is why I started.
Mm-hmm.
See the little rejuvenation.
Hole 14, another woods hole, though more difficult than the one we just played. 323 feet. You're kind of throwing at this wall of trees on the right with a backhand turnover. For the most part, you can take the path that the drone flew, but it's a really difficult turning shot to get your disc to turn all the way to the right like that. Do you see very many sidearms here?
There is a sidearm route. I tried it in practice.
It's
just
tight.
It's tight, and also it's very long because of how late in the flight it has to hyzer.
Mm-hmm.
It takes huge power.
For the most part, you're going to see this shot that Holly is executing really well, but you do have to filter and get a little bit lucky through those woods.
Yeah, Holly had a pretty, almost best case scenario. A lot of times if you turn too much, it's very difficult to even access the putting green.
Yeah, she'll be in circle 2. Owen going sidearm and making it all the way through the trees, but I think it's going to be obstructed, though, inside the circle. Yeah, I was curious. I asked just because I thought we might see some sidearms here, but I've, never really seen that in person.
Yeah, I think this is the line.
Yeah.
But you have to have about 320 feet of pure hyzer to go, or like a very controlled flex.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it's tight, especially for a flex shot. You can see Holyn getting tangled up on that left side, trying to work the flex. Catching any of those big trees and kicking left too makes this hole instantly very difficult to recover from.
All of a sudden, you're like, ooh, par actually kind of hard from back here.
Yeah.
Great recovery shot from Holyn there. Gets it to just outside the bullseye.
So at 323, there were only 31 people got to circle 2 in regulation, but only 6 got to circle 1. There were only 3 birdies.
That's a good-looking bid from Holly from a pretty interesting putting stance. Oh, that looked great. Ella splashes out right side. Really good looking run. Everyone with some putting obstructions here on hole 14. Oh, not left with anything. Bummer. Gotta shout out Lucky Lorenzen who hit the bullseye on this one.
Wow.
Yep.
With a backhand?
Yep.
Just snuck through all the trees?
I mean, yeah, it was the best looking shot you could ever see, but still had to make it through the trees.
Yeah. Maria Oliva also got a bullseye on this one. Birdie. Lisa Fakis made a putt from circle 1.
All pars here on our feature card today. Oh, man, I wish that one stuck for Ella. Looked great.
Rebecca Cox still leading the field right now. 6 down through 14 is so good.
Yeah.
Missy Gannon up there on the top with Natalie Ryan and Anniken Sten. Hole 15, a combo hole of Old Milo, hole 1 and 2. This used to be a very challenging tee shot that you wanted to finish left, but now you just want it to keep on finishing right because there is out of bounds that runs all the way down the left-hand side as it doglegs to the right. It widens substantially on your second shot, though you don't even really have to worry about it, so you can just throw something far and straight and ideally be about pin high with a little approach to this very well-guarded basket on a very high hill.
Yeah. They did add kind of that, I don't know what to call it, the tiers.
Yep, the stair steps.
Yeah, which is really nice because it used to be a really steep hill.
And you would just see rollaways and you still do.
Yeah.
I still did today, but it's a lot nicer.
It is. Rebecca Cox, our current leader, goes big sidearm off the tee and a nice, huge backhand shot. You want to get as far as you can on this second shot, as Madison was saying, because it's really easy to pinch off the angle. It's a good-looking sidearm. Did she go through that tree?
It looks like it. And look at these tiers doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Her putt's going to be a little funky over this famous tree.
And it's so much more uphill than
at her
it looks.
feet.
I know. Just balance.
Yeah.
She's like, why did they add these things?
Yeah.
They definitely helped her, though. That thing could have just kept rolling.
Wow, I'm surprised there was only one out of bounds stroke on hole 15 today. Everyone keeping it in bounds. It's really easy to find it if you push 2 straight or hyzer out on this tee shot with a backhand.
Yeah, the backhand's definitely the more aggressive shot. You can get a lot of distance, but as you can see, Holly hyzering out. That OB line is pushed back. I don't know, it's kind of too punishing, I think.
Yeah.
Because if you go OB, there's almost no way out of there.
Yes.
In a lot of the spots.
You're out of bounds and scrambling.
And scrambling hard. Owen working a high forehand. Gets to a solid spot.
Yeah, the forehand's definitely the safer play.
It's hard, though. You got to go like high spike forehand.
Yes.
Which not everybody has.
And it doesn't get very much distance, where this backhand, you can go giant like we're watching Ella do.
Oh, my. Keep going. Keep turning. Gonna run out of steam and be in the rough.
You almost have to wrap the corner above that tree. That one.
Like that.
Yeah, maybe even a little tighter. We'll see. She has good angle. Oh, yeah.
That's
she
so
turned
good.
it way over.
Holyn going Z-Buzz SS there.
That was great. Yeah, Holly barely able to do anything, just has to pitch out. She can still save a par from there, but it's going to be really hard.
A lot of work. And usually requires that sidearm on the final shot. Which, I mean, she's been showing us all day, though.
She might have needed to get a little more distance on this shot. We'll see what she's working with here.
Oh. I was going to say working the flex, but she actually didn't flex it too much there.
Yeah, it's more, I think, more important to be out and wide than it is to get big distance. Lesson learned today.
Oh, no. Ella able to get a lot of power on this thing, but ending up on the right side, and
It's brutal.
it can be, for sure.
There's some little lucky gaps.
Yeah, if you get farther into it's almost better to go too deep.
Yeah,
'cause
you
then
almost
there's like some
just
weird
wanna, like-
sneaker gaps.
Yeah, just send it into the trees. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll try that. Holyn with a really great looking second shot, but she's just a little on the short side. She might, again, have a little spot to sneak through.
Isn't she like 5'8"?
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. I think she's a little on the tall side, I thought.
Holly with a really nice looking sidearm. She is right on the edge of circle 2, but it's about, 15 feet of elevation gain?
Easy.
I mean, it's really tall.
Your neck is like, oh, we are craning.
We're looking straight up. You have to put it high like Owen is doing right now to get up on the top. She actually blasts by the basket. She'll be in circle 2 deep.
Way up top.
But on the flat with a scary putt. Not scary for Owen.
Ella, sneaker gap?
Yeah, just going to chop her way up the right side.
I think she's kind of close. Oh, Holyn is on the tall side, or the long side, rather.
Yeah.
Totally not a dumb joke now.
Holly to save par.
Dang, that'll be her first bogey of the round.
It's scary to run this putt because if you hit the cage, you are probably rolling. You can see Ella not even messing with it, just chipping out. Owen with a major death putt here.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Wow.
So cool. She's so cool.
Yeah, what a way to birdie. 18 people got to circle 1 in regulation on this hole.
Holyn with an easy birdie.
Wasn't that Owen's like 3rd or 4th circle 2 putt of the day today?
At least 3rd. Probably 4. That's what we're here for. The probablys.
Probable stats with the 2 hotkeys.
Honk. Holyn and Owen moving to 5 down with that one. They're in a tie for 3rd. Rebecca still leading the way. 7 down now through 15.
Rebecca's been having such a solid year. I'm so happy to see her killing it today.
Hole 16 is a par 4, only 520 feet, reachable by everyone in the field. Therefore, I like this one. You're trying to get up and over this hill as much as possible. It's really kind of just a pure hyzer ending up to the left. And then from there, it's about 220 feet or maybe a little bit less to get into this tunnel that leads to this pin. There is the OB road behind it that gets, just to the edge of circle or so. I don't think you're really thinking about it too much on the second shot because there's so many obstructions to get past before that.
Yeah, you just can't come in too hot because it does roll. I mean, the hill gives way behind the basket and setting up for rollaways.
That's an amazing shot from Monacan. This is not a lefty-friendly backhand hole. Look how far she is.
She's so far, and she kind of has to go far in order to set up this lefty hyzer. Look at her right through the gap. Wow. Oh, my goodness.
So good. If there was one hole out here that's like, lefty backhand, which one's not friendly? It's probably this one.
Yep, for sure.
And she's just going to birdie it, move to 6 down. Very cool.
This played us the 3rd easiest hole, like Erika said. It is reachable by everyone in the field. I do like the change here.
Moving the pin back?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and having the tee pad up,
because we used to also, I don't know how many years ago it was, but we would tee off from the current MPO tee pad, and your shot would be basically right under these branches that everyone's hyzering around right now.
And you'd have nothing.
Yeah, you'd have nothing. You'd have a huge shot to try to get to the green, which is right where the gap that you have to shoot through is now. It's a much better hole for FPO.
Much better. It is. I think it's the exact same as it was last year.
Okay.
I really like it as well. Ella putting some good hang time on this one. Everyone getting up on the hill where you need to be. It's one of the few tee shots that you don't have to think too hard about if you're right-handed and can throw a backhand.
Yep, just a little hyzer up the hill.
Holly making the one mistake I think that is easy to make and pushing a little too straight. Owen over here as well. It's not too bad over here. It's just the footing, as you can see, is a bit weird.
And it really does add some distance that you don't want on this shot because you got to shoot through a couple gaps. But Own does it. She makes it look like no big deal.
Like there's nothing.
Yeah, I didn't even know that right side had a big gap.
I don't think it's a big gap. I think it is interesting because a lot of ladies do choose to work this right side, but it just kind of brings that luck into play a little bit. Versus, man, it's hard to see the main gap here just with the contrast, but Ella trying to work the center gap with a forehand and gets caught up.
It's a very small gap, pretty far away. It's a tough one to hit.
Holyn after that huge tee shot.
Also going to get tangled up.
Dang. Yeah. That's why I think it's a good hole. I mean, kind of an easy drive, but really technical approach under 300. We don't get to do that a whole lot on tour these days.
Yeah, and especially because you can...
Whoa.
Uh-oh. You get to pull out a mid-range, too, which is nice.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Holly coming in way too hot there. She's going to be OB deep, and it's going to be probably a circle's edge putt. I think maybe a little bit closer for the bogey save.
Yeah, every time I pull my mid out of my bag, I'm like, yeah.
Hello, you.
Miss you.
Long time no see.
Hello, you.
Holyn laying up for par. Holly. Okay, so that's more like 20. Man, that OB is close. Even closer than I thought.
And down sloping towards it. There were 12 birdies today on hole 16. That's a quarter of the field. Own after a really great second shot to get out of the rough. Another birdie.
Wow, she's really stacking them up here on the back. Moves to 6 down.
Holyn and Ella gonna have to settle for pars, even with their huge drives.
Yeah, it's because they didn't have to.
Of us.
No. We have the approaches.
Sorry.
They didn't have to learn them as much.
Yeah.
It's all just drives. Yeah.
Yeah. Polish your game.
But yeah.
Just kidding. They're very bad.
I literally just like win everything and whatever. We're so good.
Hole 17, the Genius Hole, modified version here at the Riverbend Gold course. It's 888 feet now. Your first shot has to go off a huge, beautiful cliff into this grassy area. Your second shot, you can either go lay up on the short side with another big drive, or you can try to cross the road and land in this area. Do not go left because there's out of bounds all the way down the left-hand side that I didn't know about.
Yeah, it's very close.
It comes into play very fast.
So fast.
The basket is up on an old stump town in full effect.
Here's Rebecca Cox with a huge, perfect drive. We love it. So last year was the first year they did this combined hole, but we were going to the MPO's pin on that island as a par 5. It was so hard. This is a great change. This green is really beautiful. Rebecca going across. Oh, we're trying to go across on the second and definitely getting fortunate to make it after hitting that branch. It's nice. So if you make it across at all, I mean, you're inside 300 feet. There's some technicality to it, but it feels like...
And it's an elevated basket, so it's still tough, but it's very doable for a par.
Very doable. Even for a birdie, though.
Yep.
As long as you get across. But...
It played as the most difficult hole on the day today.
Yeah, this tee shot is crazy.
20% of the field getting a birdie, but half the field getting a bogey or worse. There's so much out of bounds.
And if ever there was a tee shot going downhill off a cliff that would go down until the end of time, it is this one.
Yep. Own finishing way right, probably going to just chip up on her second, but we'll see. She's always surprising us here in the booth.
Holyn flipping something up and pushing nice and straight, very similar to what we just saw from Rebecca Cox.
That's just monster.
Absolutely annihilating it, honestly.
Are you kidding me? That might have been like 40 feet past Rebecca's shot.
Yeah, it was.
Great. Maybe more. Rebecca threw a drive.
I'm out of words.
Yeah, me too. Ella with a much more typical looking shot, wrapping the corner just at the very end, but getting a nice little tree. Love redirecting it away from out of bounds.
It was a titanium undertaker from Holyn, and the farthest shot I have ever seen off the tee here on 17.
Holly fading left, needs to check up. Ooh, and it does.
Holly's stoked to be in bounds. This one's nice. You can lay up short and still get the birdie. It's just a really crazy hard shot. But, you know, less than 350 feet if you lay up to the right spot. Owen probably going to... She's just playing for par from back there.
Holly also going to stay on this side. Kind of...
The aggressive layup, though.
Oh, yep. That's fine.
So she can birdie from there. The footing can be weird, and she's throwing over a hill. But again, it's...
Many moons ago, there was an FPO basket pin position right there as well. Like Holly would be in birdie land.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Ella spins. You know it's not great. There is out of bounds over there. And she finds it. Yeah, real grip lock there. Holyn, can she be thinking about eagle? Like, that's something I've never even considered. Look at her.
She's sending this.
Look at her think about it heavily.
The catch game's like, oh my God.
Wow.
Wow.
Just
breaking the hole.
Once again, yeah. Unreal. Doing things that a lot of FPO have never even thought of. Crazy. Owen makes it across on her third. Should be an easy par.
Yeah, this hole averaged at over a half stroke over par. And that's with a birdie that everyone in the field can reach.
Mm-hmm. Holly not trying to go too crazy there. Ella definitely looking to put this close to save par. She's probably like 325
She's
from
flirting
there.
with OB again.
Flirting heavily.
Oh, no.
Ooh, double OB on this one hurts. And she's still, I don't know if she'll have a real look at it. You can see so many trees in the way.
She won't.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Okay.
Owen chipping up for par. This screen is very well guarded. There's a lot of putting situations that can be super tricky.
Holyn not going to mess around for the eagle, which is smart, but it would have been pretty sweet. This is not one I would have thought.
Oh, Ella with a little more to work with than I thought. She gives it a soft run.
Going to be a double, though. Double bogey's hurt out here at Milo. Oh man, I was nervous she's going to miss that after I said she got it. Like, it's a little tester. Ella going to move back to one down.
Holly for par.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Hate to see it. It is so hard to keep your momentum up after getting an ace, too.
Oh, man. Holly just laying up and going to have to settle for a double bogey as well. These... Like we said earlier, these elevated pins are so elevated. Hole 17 and 18, both you are borderline climbing to get your disc out of the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Cool to still see 10 birdies, though, today on hole 17.
Man, a lot of movement. As Madison said, a lot of danger. What'd you call them? Whoppers. Wallopers.
Wallopers.
Yeah, wallopers on the back here. Rebecca Cox leading the way, still 8 down through 17. Hole 18, is a par 4, 535 feet. Big backhand, usually to the right side of that tree that we saw off the tee. And then a forehand is a great way to get there on the second shot. Another beautiful green here, surrounded by logs on a stump. Great way to end it. There's a lot of danger right behind the basket if you come in too hot, all the ferns and trees. I literally had a 12-footer that I was like in a deep squat with a low ceiling coming back at it. And it was the hardest 12 feet of my life.
Anakin really pushing that OB on the left. Oh, no, it's fine. Not pushing it at all. Just a really safe hyzer.
Yeah, super safe. Yeah, so there, yeah, the OB parking lot on the left is something I probably should have mentioned.
Coming in a little tight, but that's what you have to do.
Dang.
Skipping over the log barrier.
I think just short.
Oh,
Look
no.
at it, yeah. The log kind of kept her from getting close. She has to make this one to move to 6 down. Great round from Anakin Stent.
Yeah, that's a good way to start it off here at Beaver State Fling. Let's go back to our feature card and watch Holyn Handley fresh off one of the craziest birdies ever.
The easiest. And Ella and Holyn, I'm sure, looking to go really big here. And I was going to say it's kind of nice to be on that left side because it opens up the next shot, but yeah, rough mistake there.
Ooh, Own kind of following suit here, but more spiky.
Yeah, she's fine. Yep.
Man, why is it so hard for me to read where discs are going on this tee pad?
I don't know.
I feel it when I'm throwing too. There's like some sort of illusion that this big tree does.
Some sort of vortex, perhaps.
Yeah.
Where do you think this one's going?
Into the trees deep.
Just a really good shot,
That's
actually.
perfect.
Holly, I'm sure, eager to get a birdie after kind of some rough holes here. Checks up before the OB. It's hard to get there with a backhand, though, and that's a little farther than we've seen Holly throw those forehands. Own in a solid position here. Going forehand and skips it in nicely. I bet those logs catch so many forehand skip shots.
Mm-hmm. It's just the perfect little landing zone.
Holly, I think that is a Mako. I think it's the one maybe she aced with.
Oh.
So much turn. Too much turn.
Yeah, she didn't really bite off much from the tee there, and she's going to have to directly pay for it on her second shot.
Holyn at 6 down, looking to just park it, get this par, get out of here. She's going to have to earn it. I think she's on the outside of the logs. Ella with a nice little chip shot here.
Super smooth and controlled. Coming in a little hot. See what she has to work with back there.
Crazy that she can see the entire green from her tee shot.
Yeah.
Usually it's blind for a lot of people.
Nice little chip up from Holly, finishing out with a par.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
Holyn not left with much.
Oh, taking her medicine. That's brutal.
Yeah, rough way to end it at a 535 par 4. Holland's probably thinking about eagling it.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. But for real, that is a
Legit.
bummer. Ella not left with a super clean look. It looks like either. Coming back now for her par. And Ella with a lot of birdies just needs to clean up a few mistakes there. Own.
Nice birdie from Own Scoggins to finish out the round. And bummer, Holyn going to have to pick up a bogey there at the end of the round. Holly, after the ace, having some struggles, but that's pretty characteristic. Aces are so hard to bounce back from.
It's crazy bounce back from an ace. That's funny.
It's true, though.
It is true.
It's a real thing.
That adrenaline, you're just sapped. Rebecca Cox and Natalie Ryan leading the way at 8 down. Owen Scoggins.
Bogey free.
Yeah.
7 down.
And 7 down. And Annika Sten wrapping up our lead card tomorrow at 6. We are at the same course, beautiful Milo. Should we go get a float in real quick before?
Yes. Yeah, definitely a sunset float.
Yeah, just a quick one.
That's why we're here. To be in the top 15, you have to be under par. 20th is at even par, and I think this is a place that we're going to see double digits in a round.
I hope so,
especially with the calm conditions continuing the way they will be all weekend long. We might see a little wind on Sunday, but sunshine in the forecast all week in Portland. We feel very lucky.
Yeah,
it's not typical.
No, it's beautiful. We're gonna enjoy it. We hope you enjoyed this, and come back for more tomorrow. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're here to
honk.